And joining us now is John Cerini, a Republican candidate running for the 13th City Council district seat. And John, good to have you here on In the District.
Great, thank you for inviting me.
Well, talk to us a little bit about this, your connection to the district.
Yeah, well, I was born and raised in the Drugs Neck section of the Bronx. Went to all the local public schools, PS 14, IS 192, Lehman High School. Went on to Lehman College, so I'm a public school boy my whole life. After getting married 23 years ago, moved into the Pelham Bay section, where I still live now with my wife and 4 kids. And I was blessed to take over my dad's business in 1993 that he had started in 1974. So I have an accounting and tax office on East Tremont in the Drugs Neck section called Bronx Taxman, and an insurance office called Capital Shield Agency. So, you know, I've been very connected over the last 15 years, been very involved with the business community as a small business owner. We started the Drugs Neck Merchant Association. I was the first president. Every year, people who live in the district, I'm sure they see the beautiful Christmas light display. We do about 65 strands of lights. It's beautiful. You know, it's our way to give back to the community residents to say thank you for shopping in our district. I'm an active member of St. Benedict's Church. I was baptized there, and today I still attend. On Sundays, I'm a lector and a Eucharistic minister. So I'm proud of my faith and, you know, my connection to the church still. And, you know, I'm just proud to now run for city council because I feel like we need somebody who knows the district, who cares about the district, and just wants to see it continue to thrive.
So when you talk about being that person that cares about the district, what do you stand for if elected to the district?
Well, I stand to be the person that people know they can count on, somebody that's going to fight for them, somebody who will not be afraid to go against the grain, somebody that will be a voice for our people, of our community. You know, in the past, I've had disputes with Mayor de Blasio on television. You know, I'm not afraid to go against people when they're wrong. And so the people of our community know they have a fighter in me and a representative that will do what's right for the community, not what's right for me or what's right for City Hall, but what's right for the community. And that's what I want to, you know, relate to the people of our district.
Well, let's talk about some of the issues that we know are plaguing District 13. Now, one of those is transportation, and some people feel like when it comes to transportation, District 13 is underserved. Agree, disagree, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, I think that, you know, first of all, we're very fortunate in District 13. I mean, we have many highways that we can connect to. We have the Hutch, the 95, the Cross Bronx. But as far as like mass transit, you know, we have the 6 and the 5 and the 2 that connect. But, you know, a lot of people are concerned with the new ferry coming in. And I have a proposal to say, let's bring the ferry into, because let's face the facts. I mean, nobody wants the ferry in their backyard because that'll cause more congestion with the cars going to pick up the ferry. So while you've heard ideas of let's bring the ferry to City Island definitely doesn't want it in their side streets. Let's bring the ferry to Ferry Point Park. That's going to cause more congestion down by the bridge. So I have an idea of let's utilize the Orchard Beach area where the governor is talking about revitalizing that section. So why not bring it there? And we have a huge parking lot which the city can generate revenue for. And so this way our people can have easy access to it. It's not really congesting any residential communities. And it would be a great way for the city to make money while at the same time serving the citizens of our community, giving us that extra service.
Let me move on and talk a little bit about homelessness for a minute. Now, you've got homelessness, and the Department of Homeless Services say 47% of Bronx residents actually struggle with basic expenses, and 55,000 people pretty much don't have a place to sleep at night. Give me your take on this.
Right. Well, it was funny you said that. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about how there's so many vacant apartments in NYCHA. And, you know, Mayor de Blasio is talking about bringing in 90 more homeless shelters to the city. And right now, actually, you mentioned 47%. The Bronx has 47% of homeless shelters in the 5 boroughs. So we already bear our fair share. Bear our fair share of homeless shelters in the Bronx. But what I'd like to say is, one, we can put them in the vacant apartments through NYCHA. But also, you know, Mayor de Blasio was talking about selling off some of the green land throughout NYCHA. Instead of selling them off to contractors that are going to build a building and make a profit on it, why not build more housing for our homeless?
Talk to me a little bit about quality of life. Quality of life is a major issue. Question is, do you feel safe walking around the streets? And what do we do to improve the quality of life, particularly in this district?
Right. Well, just a few days ago, over 400 police officers graduated the academy this year, and I'm really curious to know how many we're going to get in the 45th and 49th precinct. You know, I believe that we don't get our fair share of police in our district. I would appeal to Mayor de Blasio to please stop looking at the fact that they say that our community has some of the lowest crimes, because a lot of crimes don't get recorded. So, you know, we need to say our community is a very large community, over 170,000 residents. You know, we need our fair share of police. Do people feel safe when they're walking down the street? I think for the most part they do, but do crimes take place? Yes. Lately there's been crimes like burglaries into cars and graffiti, and, you know, we need to make sure that our community is safe. So yes, we definitely need to increase our patrol.
And immigration, another hot button issue here. Bronx is home to a lot of immigrants. How do we deal with the whole issue of providing services to immigrants and being fair?
Well, this is a topic that I'm very familiar with, and it hits home because my parents were immigrants from Italy, and back in the 70s, my parents were instrumental in helping immigrants to learn the language, to help them pass the exams, to become citizens. I think that our community is definitely a melting pot. I'm proud that when you go to our local schools in the 13th district, we have a variety of all ethnicities and religions. I think that, you know, we are probably unique in that sense that we have such a good diversity, and as far as being fair, I think that our community is fantastic just as it is.
You're gonna get the last word here because we're gonna end after this one, but what do you want people to know about John Cerini and why vote for him?
I want them to know that I'm the family man, the businessman, the homeowner. I know the struggles of the people in our community. I know as a homeowner and a business owner and a father, the struggles that we face, how our real estate taxes are going through the roof, and our water and sewer taxes, and our tuition, and you know, the quality of life going down. The developers in our community are killing the quality of life in our neighborhood. We need to make sure that developers are accountable for their actions. If they build more in our community, they need to make sure our infrastructure is strong enough to hold it. Our schools have to be able to hold our students, our police, and sanitation. We have to make sure that our infrastructure is strong. So I want people to know that I'm the candidate that they can count on to go to City Hall and fight for them and be that man. But before we go, I just want to tell you, Darren, I brought a little gift here for you. And hopefully you can wear it on the street.
Oh, thank you.
Cerini for NYC Council. All right, thank you
best
very
wishes
much.
to you. No, John, thank you for coming by.
Thank you. It was
John
fantastic
Cerini,
coming here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And listen, thank you for joining us. We'll be back with more. Stay with us. We're coming right back in a few.